Hi there, I'm Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy. Welcome to another edition of the Night Sky this week for January 30th, 2023. It's a Monday. Thanks for everyone joining me wherever you are watching. Please make sure you put in where you're watching from. I love to see where all my stargazing friends are around the world. Hope you had a great weekend. And if you like this video, don't forget to please like it, share it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. It makes a difference. Thanks for your support. Without further ado, let's get right into what we can see this week in the sky. Of course, being Monday, January 30th, the big buzz today is regarding what's called a beautiful lunar occultation of Mars. What is this we're talking about? The moon is basically going to hide the planet Mars. If this sounds familiar, you might remember back just last month in December, we had that during the full moon covering Mars. Well, now we have a repeat performance. So if you missed it last time, this is another chance you can get to see the moon being hidden by the disk of, I should say Mars being hidden by the disk of the moon. So it's really neat. Some really good information, by the way, is on the website spaceweather.com. Fantastic stuff. Now, one of the, and I'll put a link to this so you guys can all go and see it for yourself. But I'm just going to go over very quickly where you need to be to actually see this lunar occultation. So the visibility map that they have, thanks to Dominic Ford and his website, inthesky.org, fantastic website, highly recommend it. Basically, you can see here the visibility, and it's the southern part of United States. So if you're in the southern part here, southern part of California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, a bit of southern part of Oklahoma, a bit of Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, southern part of Georgia, and all of Florida, all of Mexico, most of the Caribbean as well, Central America, and also parts of the northern parts of South America. These are the regions that are going to actually see the moon covering Mars. If you're north of here or you're somewhere else in the world, you'll just see Mars skirting next to, basically brushing past the moon. So this is going to be really, really cool to see. Also, some major cities, this is the kind of view you will get. Here is, I'm going to send you the link, so you guys will have it in the comment section. There you go. You can see for this map, it tells you the times in the different time zones, whether it's Pacific time, Central time, Eastern time. You get to see what in some of the major cities where the planet Mars will be transecting the disk of the moon. So you can see here, if you're in Los Angeles area, it'll be on the northern part of the disk of the moon where Mars will be tucking itself behind, and it'll happen at 20:30 Pacific Standard Time. So that's 8:30 p.m. So it's a very great event that you'll be able to see pretty easily with binoculars. Of course, with the naked eye, you'll see it wink out, but with binoculars and telescope, the view actually gets pretty interesting. There's a really neat little video as well, a cool little video that spaceweather.com has shared from a fellow named Larry Cohn, who's put this video of what it would look like from Las Vegas. I guess it must be his location. You can see this is from actually Sacramento, California. You can see it just skirts right above the disk of the moon. There's little Mars, the little point of light there. And you can see from other parts, it's Las Vegas telescope view. Really neat. You can see this. Check that out. Look at that. There's, if you're scanning it with your telescope, the surface of the moon, and then you can see there it is. So this is a really cool little video. Let me just share the link for this as well, and you guys can check it out. It's a lot of fun to look at and gives you an idea of what you'd see through binoculars, through telescopes, and it's from certain parts of the southern United States. So that's what it would look like. So for me, I'm in actually outside of the zone. I'm in the northern part of North America, in Canada, Montreal, Canada, in northeastern part of North America. And this is the sky that would appear. So about 45-degree latitude is what I'm talking about. And this sky set up here shows what it would look like from my vantage point. You can see here, there's the moon and there's Mars. And let me just center this here. There you go. And zoom in. Look at that. So that is what it would look like. And if I just go for the next few hours, you can see it's skirting. This is at 8:13 p.m. This is at 9:13 p.m. And look at that right there. You can see it just goes right beside it and out the other side. This is actually, let me see if what the, yeah, that's right. So this is something that would be very, very cool to see. I would recommend it for all of you guys if you can see it. Even if you're in Europe or in Africa, Asia, you'll see Mars next to the moon, and that is really impressive. Something very cool to see. Just get your binoculars or a telescope and it'll be quite impressive to see. And where is all this action happening? It's in the southern part of the sky. Again, tonight, January 30th into the 31st of which is January, which is Tuesday. So today's Monday, that's the broadcast date. And again, this is happening with the moon and Mars in the constellation of Taurus, the bull. Very cool constellation. If you're out watching it already, keep in mind you've got that orange star called Aldebaran, which marks the eye of Taurus the bull. And there you can see the face of the bull is marked by that beautiful V-shaped star cluster called the Hyades cluster. It's one of the closest clusters to the Earth. At about the average distance of these stars are about 150 light years on average. Of course, Aldebaran is much closer. It's not part of the cluster. Aldebaran, as you can see marked here, that orange bright star. That's actually not part of the Hyades cluster. It just happens to be in the same line of sight, and it's 66 light years away. So you can see it's almost practically half the distance, less than half the distance of what the Hyades cluster is at 153 light years is the average distance of these. And these stars that make the V-shaped Hyades cluster are all physically associated together. They were born from the same star cloud and then kind of wandered off from each other and continue to wander off. And from our perspective here on Earth, what's cool is we get to see it look like a V-shaped cluster. Now, that's where above that cluster is Mars and the moon. And then off to the right of the moon, kind of almost like in a crooked line and an arc from Mars, the moon, is another little cluster. Because of the moon's glare, use binoculars. to spot the Pleiades star cluster. Again, one of my favorite star clusters. It's 444 light years away. Again, still one of the closer clusters to our planet, and it's beautiful. It's visible to the naked eye on a dark sky when the moon is away from this part of the sky. It's really something cool to see. So check that out. Now, of course, one of the big things also happening this week is regarding the Comet ZTF, that green comet that's making so much buzz. It is visible at its brightest this week, actually on Wednesday, February 1st. It's officially at its closest to our planet, and therefore it should be the brightest. Already reports in the past week from observers around the world say that it's brightening faster than they were expecting, and it's currently about 4.5 magnitude, which is really good because that's within the realm of naked eye visibility from a semi-dark sky. So if you live on the outskirts of a city and you can see, for instance, the Milky Way, you should be able to see it. If you're able to see the Big Dipper and the stars of the Big Dipper, that's getting closer to. If you can see the stars of the Little Dipper, then right here, you can see right here on this, the Little Dipper, the handle stars, you'll be able to see the comet. The comet looks like a green fuzzy ball, a little faint fuzzy cotton ball, and even with binoculars and telescopes, that's the view that you'll see. If you're able to take pictures of the comet, then it becomes more interesting. Then you can start seeing some more more features related to the comet itself. So that's really interesting. And of course, here at spaceweather.com, they have a really nice gallery of pictures that also include pictures from different observatories around the world about the comet. So highly recommend checking that out. I'm going to stick this link in so that you guys can take a look at that yourself. I love looking at these pictures, so many wonderful things, and specifically if you want to see what the comet looks like through long exposure photographs, it's a great place to view it. But where in the sky should be looking at the comet? So this week is the best in terms of the brightness of the comet. So probably for those of you that are new to the hobby of astronomy, it's a good time to go out and check it out if you can, especially if you have binoculars. Just remember that you have the moon to contend with right there. That's the moon. And if I just move this is actually for Monday, but let's move it to February 1st. There we go. The moon is still in the sky. This is around 7 o'clock at night from the position of 45-degree latitude north. So it's about where Montreal, London, Rome, that kind of latitude cities, Tokyo, where you can see it approximately like this orientation. So you can see where the moon is in relation to the comet. It's fairly close, making binoculars and telescopes pretty necessary to spot this comet. With the naked eye, with the moon around the glow, it's going to be really, really tough. I would highly recommend that. That's my bet. And where are you looking? Well, you're kind of looking, interesting enough, kind of in between this triangle of stars. So this is my recommendation in tracking down this comet, is you would look for 3 stars. Capella, which is going to be a very bright star near the moon. Okay, and then the Polaris, or North Star, at the tip of the tail of the little bear, right there. Again, this is looking towards the north, right? And then the brightest star called Dubhe, which is at the end of the bowl of the Big Dipper. You can see the Big Dipper on its edge, kind of standing in the northeastern sky. So what's really cool here is that you've got this star, the last star in the bowl of the Big Dipper. You've got Polaris, or the North Star, and then you have Capella up here forming a triangle, right? And this triangle, in the middle of this triangle, is approximately where this comet will be on Wednesday night, February 1st, when it is at its closest to our planet, right there. So you can see there's Capella, there's the North Star, right? There's the North Star. Let's just zoom in a little bit more, and you can see there's the North Star, there's the end star of the bowl of the Big Dipper, and Capella, and it's right in the middle. So it's pretty easy. And you can even draw kind of a line between the North Star and Capella. Again, Capella is this bright, bright star just left of the moon. And there is the comet, almost in the halfway between it. So best way is to scan the sky with your pair of binoculars until you see that fuzzy little green dot. It'll look like a little cotton ball hanging in the sky. That's why you really need those binoculars with the moon there and to really spot that fuzziness. If the moon wasn't there, I would say you'd probably have a better chance of finding it with the naked eye. And I'd love to hear from you guys what you're thinking of in terms of this comet. Have you seen the comet? Are you going to be looking for the comet this week? I'm going to post this sky chart with the triangle, with the little triangle guidepost for you guys right after this show. So stay tuned for that on my channels, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. So, and of course, the moon is heading towards becoming full moon. And you guys may have been wondering, later on Friday, check this out. The near full moon is going to be positioned right next to the bright stars Pollux and Castor in the Gemini twins constellation. You can see that beautiful kind of lineup between these two bright stars and the moon. And all of that is going to be happening in the east. Again, this is mid-evening, set around 7, 8 o'clock at night. It's very comfortable viewing. Just make sure you have clear skies towards the east, and you'll see on Friday, February 3rd, this beautiful lineup of the near full moon and Castor and Pollux, the twin stars of the Gemini constellation. Really a beautiful sight. And of course, the moon will be full officially on Sunday. It will be in the mouth of Leo the Lion, and the full moon will of course be rising just after sunset. So look towards the east for that beautiful silvery orb rising. The first full moon for February, right? February's full moon is known as the snow moon, named by the Aboriginal peoples in North America after the fact that, of course, it's the middle of winter and there's lots of snow. And I can tell you, here in Montreal, we've got lots of snow. We've got well over a foot or 30 centimeters of snow that fell in the last few days. And this is a very appropriate full moon name, the snow moon, I can tell you that. So, and that will be rising in the constellation Leo the Lion. You can see this. As the night progresses, that full moon will be just traveling across the east, south, and southern skies in the overnight period, really high up. It'll cast beautiful shadows. So hopefully by Sunday night, you'll have these beautiful clear skies and enjoy the full moon. So it's a great way to end the week of sky watching. So with that, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed these little sky watching tidbits that I've chosen for this week. The comet is great to look at, the lunar occultation of Mars, the moon joining the Gemini twins, fantastic. I hope you get to see all these things. And if you're interested in these kind of sky watching things, I highly recommend you check out my book, The Backyard Guide to the Night Sky. It's out by National Geographic. It's considered one of the best-selling stargazing books around for a number of years. Thank you so much for all your support. If you're interested in getting a signed edition of this book, it is available on my website. I'm just going to put in a link to that. It's thenightskyguide.com. You can see that. I'm just going to put that in the chat here. If you're interested in the Backyard Guide, I am selling personally signed dedicated copies that I will be sending out. I got a new batch of these. Whoops, that's the wrong link. Hold on. Let me get you that right link. There we go. That's directly for that book. And I have a new book out, which I'm a co-author on. It's called The Stargazer's Atlas, again, out by National Geographic. So you know it's a beautiful book. It's called The Stargazer's Atlas, The Ultimate Guide to the Night Sky. And we've put together this fantastic collection of all the constellations, all 88, visible from both northern and southern hemisphere, the star lores, cultural references, archaeoastronomy, astrotourism, and just lots of deep sky targets for binoculars and telescopes. it goes into everything. Humanity's entire connection to the night sky is covered. It's available wherever fine books are sold, of course. And I'm also selling signed editions of this, personally signed copies of this. If you're interested, there's the link for that as well in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your network of friends. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my channels, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm on all of these, Twitter. I thank you for your support, and this is what your support allows me to bring these videos every week into your home and share some really neat skywatching things that are, some of them are really easy to see, even if you're in the city or with binoculars. It's something fun to do and share with your friends and family. Thanks so much. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you all on the next video. Until then, I wish all of you clear skies. Bye-bye.